Adam has arrived.
Hey, Maurice and Odie gonna take over like Zach and Cody. Black and Snurdy is the best podcast. Gonna boom like Wile E. Coyote. Gonna meet magic, they move like they hairy. Ain't talking about mental health, no, it's not scary. You know that she coming up with the astrology. Mo got a comic and that's the best policy. Maurice the goat, talking about animation cause you know. Odie she moving wavy like the boat. Watching some movies and she taking notes. Yeah, kick back, listen. Black and Snurdy have risen. Upload on a mission. 5 stars, never dissing. Black and Snurdy, ooh. Black and Snurdy, yeah. Black and Snurdy.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Black and Snurdy Podcast, the only podcast where two sexy black nerds get together to shoot the shit. I am Mo, aka Kid Licorish.
And I'm Odie.
And together we are the aforementioned Nerds here on episode 145 of the Black and Snurdy Podcast. How you doing today?
I'm doing pretty good. We had a fun day yesterday. Seeing the, what is it called? The
Sumo.
It was a sumo, but what is the group called? The New York Sumo Club, I believe.
Yeah, I think
Or half sumo.
half sumo.
Which was fun. We went to Industry City because they were doing the half sumo tournament. Which was great. I've never seen sumo wrestling like in person.
Me neither.
So
that was
getting
my first time.
a chance to see them like going against each other was really fun.
Yeah. And just seeing like the different weight classes and the different styles of bodies that were present.
Yeah.
I mean, like obviously there were, if you've seen sumo wrestling on TV or you've seen the concept of sumo wrestling, like there's gentlemen on the thicker side of things.
Yes.
But there was different shapes of the thickness is what I'm trying to say.
And there's I just found a video of let me share it, of two of the fighters who we were rooting for. One of their names was Kofi, and the other one, I don't remember what his name was, but you were calling him the name. You all were saying he looked like a wrestler. What was his name?
D'Lo.
So I'm gonna put a little. How do I made it too small. So this was one of the matches that we saw yesterday.
Mm-hmm. D'Lo Brown really took him down. Yeah, it was
great.
It was great. It was extremely competitive. Like, I think the guy that we rooted for got the gold in the heavyweight and the light heavyweight. Perry something Perry.
Kendall Perry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a lot of fun.
And what I loved about it was there were so many black and brown wrestlers there.
Yeah, there were.
And I mean, there were obviously, if you saw the clip, there were a lot of white guys fighting, but I think it was great to see like the diversity of the people, not just like in their body shapes, and they seem like they're from all walks of life. So it was really interesting. It must be like a cool way of just kind of letting go of steam sometimes, and just using your body and staying in shape, which is cool.
Yeah. So, like that was a lot of fun. I give my credit to you for finding the event and convincing me to go. Because Lord knows on a Saturday, like if you say, hey, let's do a thing, I have to clear the entire Saturday to do that. Because with you, like it's an all-day affair.
You never
essentially. No, I know. No, that's the thing. I do know.
There might be some
I always know.
We're gonna shenan and we're gonna shenan again.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I'm tired. It was a long week. Had a lot of team meetings. Just like fucking 3. But I survived. I made it out the other end, and now I'm feeling pretty good.
That's good.
Yeah. So how about we mosey on to? Oh, did you know that the New Jersey transit workers are on strike?
Yeah, James actually just messaged me that the strike is over.
Oh, the strike is over.
Yeah, I had sent him a message because I saw, I think it was on Friday, that people who take New Jersey Transit were having to go and take like the Amtrak to get places.
Yeah.
And so I asked him about it, and so he was just telling me some inside baseball about that because he works for the MTA. But he just messaged me to say it was over. So hopefully everyone is able to get back on their trains because God knows the transit system, when it goes down, when there's any sort of glitch in the system, it can become very frustrating, especially coming from Jersey because the transit system goes all the way deep. You could be living in South Jersey and work in like Newark or work in the city, and that is not an easy commute to make.
No, it is not
at all.
No, it's not. No, it's
I
not.
hope that the workers got what they needed and what they wanted because they're not going to go on strike for no reason.
Of course. Nobody goes on strike for no reason.
Yeah.
Hopefully, they came to an agreement and got exactly what they wanted.
What they wanted
and what they deserve.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So
speaking of, we're gonna jump into our pop culture.
Yes, we are.
When you want a hot meal without a big deal, what are you gonna pick?
Pop topics.
All right. Speaking of people getting what they deserve. Did you hear about this huge fire in Louisiana that has burnt down the Nottoway Plantation?
No, I did not hear about that.
Well, just for some backstory, it was built in 1859 and it was known as one of the most brutal sugar plantations in the South. From what I know about American history and enslavement, folks who were let's say not necessarily they were up north, but if you were above like Georgia and above, generally hard work, backbreaking work and all that, but people did not want to get sent down to Texas, Louisiana, Mississippi, etc.
Right.
Because the deep South
had
the worst kinds of things going on in the plantations. And you can imagine like plantation life was already terrible. You're getting beaten, you're getting starved, you're getting mistreated, etc. But places like the Nottoway Plantation were just seen as the worst of the worst. But this past week, I think on Thursday, a fire started, and two employees, they said they saw smoke come out of a room on the second floor. The firefighters came, they were trying to contain it. They were able to contain it for a little bit, but then it just became completely unruly. And I have a quick little news clip for us to watch about that. And I personally, let it burn,
burn,
let that
baby,
motherfucker burn.
Burn, baby, burn.
Comes naturally.
Burn.
When you're in a place like
Burn.
But I want all of the plantations to burn, especially after watching.
It's weird that plantations still exist.
Are still a thing, and they're not just like monuments.
Obviously, they're not like active plantations.
Sometimes.
But
sound.
No.
You turned the sound off.
I turned the sound off. Yeah. So yeah, this is the plantation.
Staff members stated that they had gone into the museum on the second floor and there was smoke. They went in and exited the museum, and at that time, when they returned, the whole room was in flames.
Yeah, that
Burn
plantation is cooking.
Burn it right on up.
Yeah. I have to say, I am curious why more plantations don't just burst into flames.
Well,
quote unquote. I assume that they haven't found the cause of the fire.
they haven't found the cause. It could have been anything. It's old.
Yeah, it could have been electrical.
Electrical wiring.
I told
Someone
you-
could have had a smoke break and forgot to put something out, but it was on the second floor of the museum, so
Yeah.
really it could have been anything.
It could have been anything. I told you about how my house caught on fire, right?
Yes,
It was
you did.
electrical,
Mhm.
and I was in the
Anything could
house
happen.
when it happened, and I saw smoke coming from the back of my mom's bookcase, and I called my mom and was like, "Hey, Mom, there's smoke coming from the back of your bookcase," and she said, "Call 911."
How old were
I
you
will-
again when that happened? 9?
No, I was in middle school, so I was old enough to
know.
Well, no, I mean, like,
What happened to all those fire
how are
safety
you supposed to
things?
be in a fire?
You're
Like,
supposed to see smoke and call the police.
nothing taught me how to do that.
You had fire safety in school. I
I'm
know
sure.
you did.
I'm sure we had
They
fire
took you
safety.
to the firemen, and you had to go to the thing. They gave you a little
But
plastic
everything,
red helmet.
but everything is super conceptual.
Until it happens.
Until it happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, nobody knows what they're going to do in a situation until that situation
Well,
happens.
black folk knew what they were going to do when this happened because this was one of the photos
Sure.
that I saw online, and I was cackling.
That's hilarious.
And I saw the woman that's in the red dress.
Yeah.
I saw her pouring libations on the side of the road
Mm-hmm.
for the ancestors. And, like, honestly, plantations, I don't think that they should be necessarily all burned down to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should be cordoned off the same way concentration camps are. I visited Dachau in
Dachau?
Munich. No, Dachau.
Oh, I thought it was Dachau.
That's not how I've ever heard it pronounced, but
There's a C in there.
yeah, but just because there's a...
You know.
I visited there, and it is completely like everything's memorialized. It's been turned into a big museum.
Mhm.
You walk around, they have guides and things. You see the doors where it's like the iron gates where people would walk through, and the gas chambers, etc. And it's a very solemn place to be. Even like our tour guide, I remember he had to tell people, like, before we came in, he was like, please do not take selfies around here, because this is not a place where you are showing how much fun you're having. Like,
Sure.
This is a solemn place. It's basically a big grave.
Yeah.
So have that respect. But the thing about American plantations, there's only one plantation that I know of that has, even though it's still open, does not allow like weddings, doesn't allow these celebratory things.
Yeah,
And
when I
that's
found
the-
out that people were having weddings at these
Ryan
plantations was ridiculous. Ryan
Right.
Reynolds had a wedding at a
He
plantation?
and his wife got married on a plantation.
Hmm.
And when it came out several years ago,
He's Canadian.
they had plantations up in Canada too.
No, I'm not. I wasn't saying that to give a pass. I was just saying, like, well, like, he's Canadian, so
What does Canadian have to? They know about slavery. They had enslaved folks, so they know what a plantation is. There's no.
I don't know.
Getting around.
I don't know enough about history,
There's
because I
no-
thought for the longest time that when the slaves were escaping to go north, they were escaping to Canada.
Enslaved people, because they weren't just slaves. They were enslaved people.
Enslaved individuals, yes.
They eventually would escape to Canada, because Canada, when France abolished slavery, so did obviously Canada, because it was a French territory.
Sure.
So they did eventually do that, but they were not free of slaves or
Mm.
enslaved people. They were not
Okay.
free of them. So from a certain point, they had them. And even then, the black population in Canada was not nearly, it wasn't like it was like a gold mine for them. They set up communities and things like that
Sure.
as best they could.
Sure.
But there were still, racial tensions, segregation, etc.
Sure.
So he knew, and even still, if you didn't know, you should know, because when you went to the place to visit it, and they said we're called the Plantation, they didn't tell you why. Plantation is not just a random term. Like, it does have a specific meaning of like
Yes.
the place you go for. It's a farming land or whatever.
Yeah,
But-
there's a definition for plantation that is separated from the historical context of it, but unfortunately, in America,
We know what that
when
means.
you think of plantation, you know what it means. It's just like when you say Pampers, you know exactly you mean diapers.
Yes.
So when you say plantation, you mean the places where enslaved folks were made to work.
I'm looking up the definition. Britannica says a plantation is a usually large estate in a tropical or subtropical region that is cultivated by unskilled or semi-skilled labor under central direction. Now, I know even outside of America, there are plantations, like there's tea plantations, rice plantations, and any of these places, even if they may not have necessarily had slaves or enslaved people, they did have people who were being underpaid and overworked.
Can you hit the charger?
And I know that in like Kenya, you can go to tea plantations.
Sure.
And I remember when I wanted to go see like where like the tea is a big deal in Kenya. And when I learned about the tea plantations, that the Kenyans were basically used as slaves on this land to make this tea for the British overseers.
Sure.
So really, no matter where you are in the word plantation is going to hold some sort of negative connotation.
Sure.
For unpaid or underpaid labor. But the only plantation I know that in America that does not allow for weddings is the Whitney Plantation. And I follow them on social media because I remember when I don't know who, it hasn't been forever. But they, like years ago, they said that they were no longer doing weddings there because it's a place, it's a solemn place of memoriam for those who lived there and died there and worked there, etc. So like I wouldn't want the Whitney Plantation to be burnt down because they're there trying to serve a purpose.
Sure.
But even if this plantation, like I said, it was in the museum. But when oh man, I found a video of one of the plantation tours they'd done at the Nottoway plantation from at some point within the most recent years. And the way that they were talking about what happened and the enslaved people was very gross and a very much retelling of history, which is not surprising.
It was like a revisionist sort of thing.
Yeah, it was like, they would.
Because I was going to ask you why was it gross?
The woman was like, oh well, when someone was being sold, they would try to buy all the family together so they wouldn't be separated.
Which is not true.
Motherfuckers
were not trying
to
if keep a family.
You were buying everybody. It's not because you're trying to be so altruistic and I don't want to separate them. You want more bodies for your work.
Yeah.
Especially a huge plantation like that. It was one of the largest antebellum plantations. So they knew what they were doing. And so I read on, let's see, I'm trying to find the quote from the owner, whose name is William Daniel Dias. So the fire officials have said that the fire was electrical and not suspicious.
Okay.
William Daniel Dias is an attorney and preservationalist. I guess someone who preserves things.
Yeah.
But he was saying that he wants to rebuild the home. And said that in an article I read that he isn't racist, and that he said, I take this position. We are non-racist people. I'm a lawyer. My wife is a judge, and we believe in equal opportunity rights for everyone, total equality and fairness. My wife and I had nothing to do with slavery, but we recognize the wrongness of it. We are trying to make this a better place. We don't have any interest in left-wing radical stuff. We need to move forward on a positive note here, and we are not going to dwell on past racial injustice. I'm curious how you could not dwell on past racial injustice
In a plantation.
on a plantation.
I mean, that's the one thing about being. I assume that this person is white.
Yes.
Yes, that's the one thing about whiteness and white people. Like they can sort of pick and choose the history that they like ingratiate into themselves. Like they don't have to be mindful of the past in the way that other people have to, you know, like especially us.
Yeah.
So like to them, fucking plantation is just a house. It's just a building. It's
like,
just
it's memories, it's history, and it is history. I don't think
for them it's history in the sense that it existed for a long time. For us, when we say it's history, we mean that it has a negative connotation to a very sore subject within our relatively not that so long
not
ago
far away.
Recent,
my great-grandfather or great-great-grandfather was enslaved.
Yeah.
So that's not really that long of a it's not like,
you know what's sorry.
No, continue.
My friend Haywood Turnipseed from DC. Shout out to Haywood. No, he was a comedian. He had a sketch for you know those commercials for ancestry.com back in the day when they were running those commercials. It was like I went on ancestry.com and discovered that my grandfather was an oatmeal maker or some bullshit like that.
Yeah.
It was all white people. Like he came up with a sketch for where everybody was black and was like, I went on ancestry.com and discovered my great grandfather was a slave.
Yeah.
And everybody was like, yep, found out he was a slave. Yeah, my great grandmother was a slave. So there's that. What are you gonna do? Yeah. Found out they were slaves.
So I hope more. I would like the people who own plantations to go broke, unless they are doing what the Whitney is doing, which is hiring Black people to lead the museums and the memorials and telling the real history. The rest of them, they could all burn down. But I don't really, in my mind, I don't want them to actually all burn down, because I do think that we need to have that history there. Unless they just burn down and we just make the whole thing a memorial and people walk around and see, like, let's look at the terrible conditions that they were forcing these people to live in, while you look back at that huge burnt down mansion in the back that it probably had 20 rooms for 2 people. Because I know there was these TikTokers, these white TikTokers who got in trouble because they had purchased an old plantation. It still had the quarters for the enslaved folks on them. And they had made them into little tiny houses for people to rent.
Oh, tiny houses.
Yeah, and they were trying to like...
So they were renting out the slave quarters.
Exactly. And they were trying to say, no, this is like, we don't really know what these were used for.
We were repurposing the existing thing. Okay. Ridiculous.
White people are always ridiculous, and
yes.
they never want to take ownership for their wrong. And it's not that, yes, of course, slavery ended 1865. We are not saying that you yourself are someone who's owning folks, but more than likely, if you are in a place where slavery was the top of the economy and your family still has money and generational wealth of any kind, you probably were benefiting from that in some kind of way, because our families did not have the opportunity to pass down plantations over generations and generations and generations.
I think white people are too far removed from the atrocities that were committed. I think we should just start blaming them and saying that they directly benefited from slavery. Why not?
There was an article, and it was talking about
you own slaves. You probably own slaves. Like you could do all the ancestry.com looking up and everything like that to show that he was a fucking cheesemonger or some bullshit like that. But no, if you have any level of prominence in this country, you probably benefited from slavery in your history, or you at least benefited from the racism that was going on.
There is an article on Reuters.com that talks about 100 people in politics whose families have ties to slavery. Okay, it says more than 100 U.S. leaders, lawmakers, presidents, governors, and justices have slave-holding ancestors, but that few are willing to talk about it. Yeah, duh, which makes sense. So there's no reason why we shouldn't. Like, of course they do. It's not. It's just a part of the history. That's
Sure.
That's just what it is. So
yeah, it is what it is.
Fuck you, Days, whatever his name is. Fuck you, William Days. William dies. I hope that y'all go bankrupt over this and never have any money for the rest of your life.
Okay.
All right. So now moving on to some good news. Ironheart has finally gotten its poster revealed.
Not just his poster, it's trailer.
It's trailer.
Yeah.
Ryan Coogler is directing this. So you know it's going to be great.
He's executive producing it, not directing it.
Oh, sorry, executive producer.
Yeah.
And so it's starring Dominique Thorne, who we saw her play Riri in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. And I'm really excited about this because I mean it's Ryan Coogler. It's going to be very black. I'm sure it's going to be very beautiful. And it comes out June 24th, and it's coming out on Disney Plus. I'm curious as to why. Why aren't they giving it a real movie?
What do you mean? Why is it? This is a holdover from their. Remember, like for the last few years, Disney has been just flooding the market with content, with Marvel content, and all these either mid to terrible shows like fucking Secret Wars. Not Secret Wars. What was it called?
Wasn't it called Secret Wars?
With Samuel Jackson.
I think it was called Secret Wars. The aliens?
Secret Invasion. Or it's either
Secret Wars.
Because Secret Wars, I think, is an Avengers movie that's coming out. I think it was called Secret Invasion.
Okay, I'm looking it up. Keep talking.
Yeah. Anyhow, this is a holdover from what essentially they've been they're doing a quality Secret Invasion. Yeah. So they're doing a quality over quantity thing now. So that's why certain projects are being pushed back. If you've noticed, like Marvel hasn't been like having 9 different movies and 10 different shows coming out in a year and giving you homework to do by watching all of it because it's all connected. This is the last holdover from the previous regime. And yeah, like I am, how do you say? I am optimistic about Ironheart. Just because it is a character that I loved in the comics and a character that was introduced in the Black Panther Wakanda Forever movie. I think, and this is just my opinion, I think this could be kind of like Loki season 2 in that it'll be a surprisingly good story that's being told. So I am gonna hold off on any judgment until I've watched it all.
Well, Ryan Coogler in interviews has said Riri is definitely in conversation with a street level show like Daredevil. You've got characters trying, both heroes and villains, to make do with what they have. Then you combine that with cosmic Marvel characters who'd be at home in Doctor Strange or WandaVision. That mix of street level Marvel and magical Marvel is a pretty crazy combination. And he did say that the show is going to be set in hometown. It's following the events after Wakanda Forever.
Sure.
And that she's come home after spending time in this beautiful black magical place, and is more eager to pursue her dreams, and that her quest entangles her in a dangerous world of science and magic. And he also said that it was very quickly realized that she was her own character in her own lane. There's a difference between Riri and maybe a Captain America or a Black Panther, where a mantle is being passed. This is a character who was obviously influenced by Tony Stark and inspired by him, but she is also very different and doing her own thing. It's this young woman who has this chip on her shoulder and this armored exterior, but inside she's just full of love. If that's not Chicago, I don't know what is.
And
So-
Anthony Ramos is supposed to be in it.
Oh, he is?
Yes, he is.
So I look forward to seeing that. Look at these beautiful Black people and tell me you don't want to support this show. She looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. I
wonder who the villain is supposed to be.
I haven't watched the trailer fully.
Mm-hmm.
I've been watching little snippets of it.
Sure.
But it looks, from the trailers I saw, it looks good. Apparently, there have been a lot of idiots online who are like saying it's going to be terrible and trying to like throw salt on it or whatever bullshit.
It's kind of okay. So to be fair, it's a little bit hard to like. I am giving it like some grace and being optimistic, but we've been burned a lot in recent years from Marvel and just overall from Disney. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like they're putting out Andors left and right.
Yeah.
Like, they flooded, like I said, they flooded the market with a bunch of shows of varying qualities. Like, you got like a bunch of She-Hulks and a bunch of Secret Invasions and shit. And if I could find it, I would say the only good thing to come from
the movies and the shows.
Yeah.
What was that? Was that what is it called?
I can't find
What are they
it.
called? They're called like, it's not tier. Is it tiers? What are they usually called? What do they break them out down into?
What?
Phases.
Yeah. So this is we're currently in what, phase 6, I think. So this is technically supposed to be a phase 4 or 5 project. Like, they've been finished recording this thing. This thing has just been sitting on the shelf for a long time waiting
Ryan
to come
Coogler
out.
said he's glad that it's finally coming out. So everybody's just been waiting. And one thing I'm surprised about when I just see the promotion, they're not really leaning on like Ryan Coogler's name. At least I haven't noticed that. Like, I didn't realize.
Well, because he's not directing it. Like,
he's an executive producer.
Yeah, but like, executive producers aren't like they're not writing the scripts and they're not shooting the project.
Yeah, but I think that
they're doing more high level like stuff with the
having
project.
a name like Ryan Coogler is synonymous with having a name like Spielberg or Jordan Peele or something like that, where this person puts out great work. And also because Sinners just came out, which was really great. And obviously people are still talking about it. They're cramming themselves into theaters to still see it after all this time. It's getting even more fanfare than Thunderbolts.
Yeah.
So I would think that to make sure you are promoting this in the best way, you use the names that you can use. Name drop somebody. Like, put it out there. Like, they do have him doing some interviews.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing nearly as much as we could be seeing.
Well, when does it come out?
June 24th.
June 24th? It'll probably ramp up closer towards the date.
You have a month.
Or like I said, because this is a holdover and they're trying to quickly go into the next phase, they could just be trying to burn this off.
Like, no big deal.
Like, yeah, drop it.
But of course,
do like they did with Snow White, where they didn't really promote it. They just put it out there, and then once it was done, they
didn't care about
moved on.
But I think that that's something shitty to do for a show or a movie that has a Black cast with a Black, even if it's executive producer on it, because people are already not interested in giving Black people the benefit of the doubt and saying it's going to be good. So, like, if this were to crash just because it was Disney's not putting the money behind in marketing, they're going to be looking at it like, oh, look, see, I told you that Black girl show wasn't going to be good. Because, like, there are some people I saw online.
No, they canceled Moon Girl.
Well, they did, which was stupid because it was such a cute show.
Yeah.
But they were saying like, oh, they're race swapping. It's a DEI hire. When in the comics, when I've looked at the comics,
Yeah,
she
Riri.
has never been a white girl. She is, to me,
Riri does
obviously
exist
black.
in the comics. She's essentially they're the online discourse is essentially like they're doing the same thing that they did with Miles Morales.
Yeah.
When he was first introduced in the Ultimate comics.
They hate seeing a black person that's black in the comics be black on the thing. Like they want so badly for everyone to be this like, oh, we're being woke and hiring this black person when the black person is just, that was their job always. It was not going to change. So we'll see. I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna watch it. And it's a movie or a series?
It's a series.
Okay, I'm gonna watch it. I hope it's really good, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Now I found this really ridiculous and hilarious video, and it made me think of you because you always say whenever like there's this big name in entertainment or whatever that gets caught in a scandal and you're like, oh, they were trying to buy NBC.
Yeah, that's the running joke of this podcast. Is
And
like
so
they were trying to buy NBC.
I saw this and felt like this was something that would make you laugh. And maybe it will give you a new catchphrase. Are you ready to watch it?
Sure.
All right. So it looks like iHeart Radio was doing an interview with Will Smith, and this is what came of it. Hold on.
Prince.
Let me read because it wasn't.
You also have to mute.
And
muted
I
mine,
talked
but-
to Prince 8 hours before he died. I talked to Prince and he called and he was pitching. He was saying that me, him, and Jay-Z should start an entertainment company. And he said he had talked to Jay and he wanted to do it. And we talked that night, and in the morning, he was gone. I don't know what that says about me.
Well, I don't think it.
So
I don't. First off, I don't. What does it say about you, Will Smith? That's my question.
but also this is coming
What a
out,
weird
so-
thing. What a weird story. This is a weird story. Like, oh, I talked to Prince the day before he died.
8 hours. Not even a full day. 8 hours.
For Will. Okay. You gotta take your mind back before the slap. Take your mind back before the entanglements with August. Entanglements with August. Take your mind back all the way to when Prince was still alive. Will Smith was still probably one of the biggest box office smash hit actors to ever exist. So it's not unreasonable to think that him talking to a legend such as Prince, it's not unreasonable to think that was a possibility.
Yeah,
because they were probably of the same ilk, running in the same circles.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What's weird to me is that why is the story being told now?
Yes, that is exactly what I thought when I watched that.
And why hasn't Jay-Z said anything about this? Or why hasn't Will Smith said anything about this before today?
Yeah.
Like, I know wealthy people have to like comb through their past for anecdotes to put on these interviews and shit like that in order to be relatable. But like, this is something that is super duper unique because of who's involved.
Yeah.
Because it's Prince.
Yeah.
And Jay-Z. But also Prince. You know what I mean?
Every time I will say.
And what does it say about you, Will Smith? That you're just sitting on these fucking things. Yes, maybe you did hang out with or talk to Prince before he died, but boy, oh boy, what does it say? that you used to be a big deal. You used to kind of be a big deal. That's what it says about you. That Prince would sit on a fucking phone call with you. You said for 8 hours?
No. It was 8 hours before he died.
Oh, 8 hours. Okay, because I was about to say, that's incredible if anybody was on the phone with Prince for 8 hours.
I mean, not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised. We've been on the phone for hours and hours before. If you're talking, you're watching TV.
No, we've been on the phone for like maybe an hour.
No, we have been on the phone for long. When you're doing stuff around the house, you're chit chatting. It can happen, but I don't think.
When we're younger and we have all the time in the world.
I just find it weird that this is coming out now. But I also know that when I am on the interwebs and something goes up in like Black entertainment.
Sure.
There's always somebody who's like, they were trying to buy, and it won't even be NBC. Oh, they were trying to start this thing together, and it was going to make Black people all this money. And see, that's why they killed them. And I know that somebody is on a TikTok right now watching that video and creating a whole nother section of freaking conspiracy theories about this whole thing.
Yeah. Because I mean the conspiracy theory already exists that like the powers that be took Prince out of the picture because of all the artist shenanigans that he was up to. Like he was into owning his masters and owning his own music and not having fucking his music come out posthumously. Or not being a fucking Tupac hologram, So it's not out of the realm of possibility, for me at least, to think that maybe there might have been some, let's say, untoward shenanigans.
No, it's never like, oh, this couldn't have happened. But I know that the moment folks saw this video that they are picking up something out of the little midst of the news and immediately are saying, nope, this is what it was.
Well, at the very least, like this level of he was trying to buy NBC is at least more tolerable than most of the jokes that we usually make about someone trying to buy NBC. Usually it's because they were being a creep or a pest or a monster.
That's true.
This one is just
I wonder if
trying to buy NBC
of Will Smith's memoir, because I haven't heard of this story before. So I'm curious if that's why he brought it up, because I didn't watch the whole Ironheart episode. I just saw that clip and I was just so confused as to why it was coming out now.
Yeah, me too.
All right. So do you want to talk about first the Brooklyn Bridge crashing, Biden, or the woman who was found alive?
Let's do Biden first because that'll be quick.
Okay. So unfortunately.
Oh, and by the way, that was Will Smith Prince. Sorry, I just realized I didn't have the thing up.
Yeah. Okay. So apparently, according to CNN, the former president Joe Biden was diagnosed with an aggressive form of prostate cancer. In a statement made by his personal office today, it said last week President Joe Biden was seen for a new finding of a prostate nodule after experiencing increasing urinary symptoms. On Friday, he was diagnosed with prostate cancer, characterized by a Gleason score of 9, grade group 5, with metastasis to the bone. While this represents a more aggressive form of the disease, the cancer appears to be hormone sensitive, which allows for effective treatment or for effective management. Now, a Dr. Jamin Brambart, who's a urologist and a robotic surgeon with Orlando Health and an assistant professor at the University of Central Florida's College of Medicine, but is not involved in Biden's treatment, said that prostate cancer is very common. As we get older, most men are going to have little cancer cells in them. Mm-hmm. But according to another doctor, Dr. Benjamin Davies, who's also a professor of urologic oncology at the University of Pittsburgh Medical Center, and again, not involved in his case, said a Gleason score of 9 means the most aggressive form of prostate cancer. This, I mean, one of my grandfathers passed away from prostate cancer, so it is very scary.
Yes, it is.
Especially the older you get, even if it can be, if you can use a form of treatment on it, it's not something that like you don't want to be doing chemo at 30, at 50, at 80. Like it is very destructive to your body.
Sure, it is.
But I mean, like obviously he, as the former president, he is going to be given the top doctors in this country and around the world.
Top flight medical examiners of the world, Craig.
So we know he'll be taken care of.
Yes.
As best as possible. But it is, I mean, that's a shitty news to get out.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but I mean, I look at it as one, it's a reminder for everybody, every man of a certain age to get their prostate checked out.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like go to the doctor, get your prostate checked out. I think I'm probably at the age now where that might be a thing that I need to do too. Yeah. But also like I think about if Biden had just stayed in the race and if he had won and then he got this kind of news, where we would be.
What do you mean?
As in, like, where would we be if like our fucking president had cancer?
Well, they probably would be large things of mourning and people lighting candles, and then there'd be a lot more folks who were going to get screenings and things like that. When the president gets sick, we haven't had a president of this age, late, like at this elderly age in a very long time.
Right.
So in general, when a president or the first lady or anyone in the first family gets a sickness, there's usually a big push behind it where they are telling people to go get screened. They're probably going to be free screening booths around different places and stuff like that. So it would be something that was difficult for the country to deal with, as in like you think about the politics of it, the stocks would probably go down a little bit because now other countries would be worried about how we're doing. Most often when leaders of countries are sick, they will not say that because they don't want there to be all this inner turmoil in the political circles.
Yeah. They would probably like hide that information or bury that information so that the American people wouldn't have anything to worry about.
Yeah.
Which is what I'm really hoping is happening with our current president, because he's old. He's old too.
He is.
I'm sounding like a certain type of person, but like if anything, like that dude's mental sphere is deteriorating quickly.
Never had a mental sphere. All that coke and stuff he's done in his life.
Yeah.
It wouldn't matter how old he was. He has done so many drugs and various other things that his brain has been degraded.
Yeah. So
it really does not matter how old he is. He could be 50 years old, and we would have to be like, does he have the mental capacity to lead this country, especially because he's an idiot? But surprisingly, he didn't say anything foolish. He put a post up on the True Social that he's on, saying like he and Melania give out their warmest condolences or their thoughts and prayers with them or whatever. I'm sure his secretary or someone wrote that. Because I'm very surprised that he would actually say something that wasn't terrible. But this is, I mean, we all say fuck cancer, regardless of who gets it.
Yeah, it's always fuck cancer.
Cancer is a terrible, terrible disease.
Yes, it is.
You are fortunate enough if you have money and connections that even with cancer, you can hopefully elongate, like have enough treatments to elongate your life and be able to have a good quality of life. But his son Beau Biden, the one that was the Iraq war veteran,
Sure.
he died of brain cancer in 2015. And then that's when Biden established the Cancer Moonshot Initiative, when he was vice president, to end cancer as we know it. So he had said Biden had said last August, we're mobilizing the whole country effort to cut American cancer deaths in half by 2025 years and boost support for patients and their families. I'm confident in our capacity to do that. I know we can, but it's not just personal. It's about what's possible. And I do believe, his son passing away from the terrible disease did spur him on to want to do great things and try to reduce the amount of people who are also suffering
in the name of cancer.
But I do believe that there's so much time and money and resources that are not given to cancer patients and resources for their families and things like that, that it shouldn't take someone in your family or you getting sick by something like that for you to do it. But unfortunately, like when you were saying what would happen if a president got cancer, like that's the type of thing that would happen.
Yeah.
We would get all these initiatives that we should have had for X amount of time, like just what's her name? Oh, who was the president's wife who started was it Reagan's wife who started the DARE? It was about drugs.
Oh yeah, that was Nancy Reagan.
And then because she was friends with was it Clark? Who was the really big celebrity? Was it Clark Gable who passed away of AIDS? It was like a huge celebrity who she was friends with, who passed away from AIDS, and that was what pushed her to stop basically referring to AIDS patients or thinking of AIDS patients like they were, not human. And
Rock Hudson,
thank you.
Yeah.
So when he passed, then they were starting to do these initiatives, but before he passed, there was nothing that was really happening. So this is a sad day for their family. Hopefully, he has all the best doctors, and those doctors will also take what they learned from him and bring that to the other patients who need it.
Yeah. So, Elle, and I found the job that I was looking for during the Marvel segment.
You've got to do better, Senator.
That's what I was looking for.
Everybody's got to do better.
Everybody's got to do better.
All right, now you want to do the woman who's missing?
Yes.
All right, I'm just waiting for this video to finish.
That's Tiffany, right?
Tiffany, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
All right. So this woman in Georgia, whose name is Tiffany Slanton, who's 28, was lost in the woods for 3 weeks, but thankfully she was found alive. Here's the
speaking out
news announcement.
California wilderness for nearly 3 weeks. Tiffany Slanton, a solo hiker who was lost in a blizzard last month, was found sheltering inside a cabin near Lake Edison. That's about 3 hours outside of Fresno. Now, Slayton says if the cabin hadn't been unlocked, she probably would have died.
I honestly do not think that without Vermilion Resort, I would not be here at that moment, because that was the 13th heavy snowstorm I had been in, and it was going to be the last one. If he hadn't have come that day, they would have found my body there.
Oh my, talk about a miracle. Glad she's okay. The resort owner says Tiffany gave him a hug the moment that he found her alive, and I can understand why.
So this has me thinking of two minds.
Mm-hmm.
The first mind is it's great that she was found. It's great that she survived a harrowing story of survival. The other side of me is like, this is why I don't do hiking or go to the mountains or do any of that shit. Like, just if anything can occur. She said this is her 13th snowstorm.
It was
her 13th.
It was her 13th snowstorm there during that 3 weeks. She said that
There were 13 snowstorms in the span of a week.
in 3 weeks. She was going for 3 weeks.
3 weeks.
She said
Jesus,
during
that's a lot
her
of
3
storms.
weeks trying to get back, had been a recent avalanche, so she was unable to get to the main road. She couldn't reach 911 because there was no cell service. She had to fight off animals. She survived. She was surviving on leeks like the vegetables and boiled snow, hiking peaks up to 11,000 feet high, and she suffered through 13 heavy snowstorms.
That's insane.
You know, she had been on a 3-day solo camping trip that turned into, unfortunately, this 3-week ordeal. But I mean, I don't think this shouldn't stop people from hiking or being, doing the great outdoors. But I think this is something to be mindful of like, what things do you need to make sure you're going to be safe?
Have a fucking sat phone on you or something.
Phone, Aria.
God damn it. Anyhow, continue. We have a sat phone.
Having a sat phone, and trying to make sure you have enough supplies, any kind of like some type of compass that can work through all different types of weather and things like that. But good thing that she was able to come across the resort.
Yeah.
And get in there, because otherwise she would have just been outside. That's just, it's a lot. But she's back in Georgia now. And she's gonna recover. She's recovering. And that she said she journaled the whole adventure and plans on going through the process of doing like a documentation of that. So maybe she'll get a book out of it or a movie or something like that. Like, you gotta, when life gives you lemons, you better fucking make lemonade.
Make something profitable out of this, and then never go out to do any fucking solo mountaineering ever again.
I think that's solo is a lot.
Insane. Darby Allin right now, the wrestler, is currently trying to climb Mount Everest.
No.
Did you know that?
I didn't.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to do that.
I would not want to do that either. Just be up there just climbing over all of the corpses of those motherfuckers who thought that they could do it.
Yeah, and so often they think they can. And what happens? Nope, you can't.
Nope. Yeah.
You couldn't do it. You should have just stayed home.
Climbing Mount Everest.
And ate your food.
Mountaineering. Ridiculous.
All right. So in other random sad weird news, today there was a boat crash at the Brooklyn Bridge.
Yeah, a boat crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge. I was at work and I saw this on the news, and we even got a question about like, oh, how will this affect things? And we had to be like, this doesn't affect anything.
Ew.
What? Oh, yeah. No, that's disgusting. That is disgusting.
Terrible.
Anyhow, we're for those y'all who are just listening to this. She's looking for photos of the Brooklyn Bridge crash, and apparently there's
a man has his penis almost out on Twitter talking about this is what the Brooklyn Bridge boat crashed into. His ugly ass. Anyway.
Yeah. His dick. Yeah, that's the whole emphasis of that photo.
Anyway.
It crashed into his junk.
Can we be prepared and recognize what's happening right now?
Yeah, I'm waiting. I'm ready.
So this Mexican Navy ship, I hope I don't mispronounce this, Cuauhtomoc, crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge after losing power today. 2 people were killed, 17 people were injured. At the time of the crash, sailors were on the ship's 3 masts, which snapped and partially collapsed when they hit the bridge. The Cuauhtomoc is a training vessel with a 147-foot mast and was stopping in New York but headed to Iceland. So I found a video of the
Cuauhtomoc.
Maybe it is Cuauhtomoc. Sounds like it's a Mayan word.
Mm-hmm.
So this is a video. Of course, Mayor Adams is there, fudging it up.
As we live in this world, so much of
I fucking
digital for
why
us,
can't we
high-speed
just
internet allows people to have a very clear picture of
watch
us and a very clear
something
video
without
is
there
important to
being
our brand.
an
And that's
ad,
why we
and
have
you
special
can't even
internet.
freaking skip it.
Yeah, of course you can't skip it because they know that this is. Here we go.
First, thank God that as of this time, the 277 passengers that were on board this Mexican vessel, they all were removed. We have 19 total injuries, 4 serious injuries at this time. We have been in communication with Mexican authorities, and we're joined by the ambassador of Mexico, who's here as well. He immediately reached out, and we were able to collaborate. We want to thank him for responding. I'm going to have our chief of operation give you an overview of what we have thus far, and then we will hear from the ambassador from Mexico. Chief?
So I'm really surprised Adams didn't have a shirt that said "Si se puede" or something on it, because he's always pulling stunts like that. So one of the cadets that was killed was America Yamilet Sanchez. Let me get her picture up for you. She was only 20 years old, so it's very sad. Beautiful young woman. I'm sure she was very excited to be, on this. It's like this is like a fun part of work. This is like when you have people come in for the day, you're just hanging out, you're not really having to do anything. Like, this is supposed to be fun, exciting, and then this happens. So.
But who's to blame in all of this?
Well, the thing is, it's the power went out. So
the power went out on the boat, and it just kept going forward.
Yeah, just like what happened with the one in Baltimore.
I do remember the one in Baltimore.
And then now this clip was what made me annoyed. This is a clip of people who are at the pier at the Brooklyn Bridge Park. Because if you've been to the Brooklyn Bridge Park before, you know that people come around. You're right under the Brooklyn Bridge. It looks fun. It's nice. It's beautiful and all that. But this pissed me off. People are watching the ship crash into the bridge. But they're still standing there while the boat is careening towards the pier.
Oh, what?
Like, what are you doing? Move. Those two idiots there at the freaking pier, like, you're laughing and giggling as a boat is clearly in trouble. And you're not doing anything to, like, move yourself out of the way. And this is why the aliens won't talk to us, because they see how fucking stupid we are. Like a bunch of dodo birds waiting to jump off the cliff.
To be fair, we wouldn't have gotten this footage. We did get this footage.
You could get the footage standing further back on the pier. They are literally people.
The person who was shooting this definitely wasn't that far back. They weren't close up like the other ones in front of them was, but they definitely weren't a safe distance
they
away.
Weren't, because to me, my fear is that, okay, clearly there's something wrong with this boat. Because when I first heard about it, I didn't even know what type of ship it was. I just read about it being a yacht or whatever. So it's like, okay, was it just people with someone drunk or whatever the case may be? But like, you are seeing a boat careening into the Brooklyn Bridge, and your spidey senses are not going off that maybe something is going on. Maybe I need to be a little bit more careful. And like, you want to take a video, move back to the video. We're gonna see the same thing. What's gonna change from you being by like the ice cream shop or whatever. Like,
Right.
It's a huge boat. You're gonna be able to see it.
Right.
No friggin' like self-preservation.
Yeah. No survival.
No
instinct.
survival skills.
Yeah.
But of course, I mean, we are sending all of our love to the families of those who lost someone. Another person, the two people that were identified was America, Yamilet Sanchez and Adal Jair Marcos. So I mean, they were cadets. So Marcos was 22, America was 20. So it's sad.
Yeah.
Apparently the vessel serves as a school trip for cadets and was departing for Reykjavik, Iceland, when it lost power around 8:30 p.m. Saturday and drifted to the bridge, snapping all three masts. So that's very sad, and I hope that their families get whatever they need to help them out during this time, and whoever needs to be sued for them to get any kind of compensation. I mean, there's nothing can replace your child, but like that.
Does Boeing make boats?
Shoot, I wouldn't be surprised if we find out that's who made the boat.
Because if this was a technical issue, the first thing I'm thinking of is it's probably the boat manufacturer.
Yeah, it probably is, and y'all should need to sue. You need to sue the boat manufacturer and make sure you're getting the money that you deserve for your family.
Yeah.
All right, are you ready to? That was all of our pop culture stuff that we have. I know that there's a lot of other things going on in pop culture. The Diddy trial's happening right now. We're not going to talk about that just yet because we want to wait for us to get all the news.
Yeah.
From it. So it's a lot. It's a very sad, traumatizing, just disgusting situation.
Mm-hmm.
So reading that every week and staying at I'm trying to stay up to date, but it's just very difficult to read through everything constantly. So we're just gonna wait until everything comes out,
and then we'll talk about
it.
Yeah.
But we are sending all of our love to Cassie and everyone who's testified against him, also to his daughters, because they were walking out of the court during some of the testimony. So it's just a very terrible, unfortunate situation.
Yeah.
Which we'll have more on once it's all finished. But now let's go into the things that pissed us off and made us happy in our mental health check-in. But before you do that, can you pause because I want to get some more juice.
Let's get into our gripes.
Bring it! What? We gripe it. We're not griping anywhere else. We gripe it. This safe space for us to share. We gripe it. We ain't griping anywhere else. We gripe it.
So what is on your mind that is upsetting you, annoying you, pissing you off, making you mad?
Some things. So the first one is FAMU is slated to have a new president.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just share this article I was reading about her real quick.
Mm-hmm.
So her name is Marva Johnson. And the Tallahassee Democrat says that she's been selected to be the 13th president following a 2-4 vote by the Board of the Trustees. She's sparked controversy because she's perceived to have right-wing political ties and a lack of academic experience. The Board of Trustees approved a salary range of $450,000 to $750,000. And she'll have to be confirmed by the Florida Board of Governors. So folks have not been happy about this. So this article is talking about Will Packer, who was slamming their choice because apparently she's backed by MAGA.
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen, what's his name? Oh, what is the name of the black man who was on the Daily Show?
Trevor Noah,
No,
Roy Wood Jr.
Roy Wood Jr., who I believe he might. Oh, hold on. Why is it saying my iPad, my iPhone's? Is that going to change the audio? No, right?
No, it's
in
all
there.
it's all here.
All right. So they had a town hall on May 7th for the Florist finalists. And Marwa Johnson was there. Apparently, she's an ally of Governor Ron DeSantis. So if you do not know, Ron DeSantis is a terrible, terrible governor of Florida who has been trying to do everything between banning books, bringing ICE into the conversation, not allowing for any kind of DEI things in the country. And Will Packer said in a live stream he had, in a comment on the town hall live stream, that FAMU deserves better. He said, right this minute, a group of activists, Republicans, are trying to put in the highest position of power someone who is solidly and objectively unqualified for it. He said that Marwa Johnson is a career lobbyist with no experience in higher education administration, literally the same amount of higher education experience as you or I, zero, none. Said, but what we cannot allow is a hostile takeover by someone who is aligned with a party that has loudly and proudly espoused ideologies that attack diversity and diverse institutions, attacked equitable economics, and attacked inclusive principles, the exact pillars that institutions like FAMU were built upon. I think it's unfortunate that now we have to think about HBCUs are not just being targeted because the government and the president have been pushing back on any kind of DEI, anything, alleged DEI, anything. But now you have people being put in place in positions that are going to hurt the schools. Apparently, this is because this whole situation that you're getting a new president. Because I don't remember if we talked about this on the show, but last year, I believe, FAMU got swindled because someone, I'm looking for his name here.
Did FAMU also get their like Howard scammer kind of guy?
It wasn't that, but this man named Gregory Jerami, who's a 30-year-old businessman from Texas, said he wanted to make sure the historical Black schools windfall would help students who needed the money most by giving a $237.75 million gift to the school. Unfortunately, the then president, Larry Robinson, did not do, and his board or the admin did not do their due diligence, because it turns out that what he was donating to them wasn't real. So he has a small business, and he was saying all the stock options, whatever, it was so high, but the money was not in the bank. And even though he spoke at commencement, he had a huge check for them. And then people started having questions like, what would make it possible for him to have all this money at such a young age and with a company that doesn't really have, a huge backing? And also, he apparently also has at least one donation to another college that fell apart. So one of the board of the trustees, Kristen Harper, last year on May 10th said that serious concerns have been raised regarding the validity of the gift, the adequacy of the due diligence processes, and whether the foundation board of trustees, and whether the foundation board and board of trustees have been provided ample oversight opportunity. So they no longer had the money, and then everything kind of spiraled out of control, and they went and we're looking for a new president. So because of that situation, they started looking for this new president. This person's now tapped for that. And it's just really shitty that, HBCU and all the students who are going there for the HBCU experience might get swindled by someone who seems to be very buddy with the far right and MAGA folks. And these institutions have been around for, most HBCUs have at least been around for at least 100 years. Because how old is Howard now? 120, I think.
I'm not the best person to know.
At least 100 years, because I know we had our centennial. I think our centennial was it last year, this past year, or the one before? Because that's when everyone was trying to go. Because we had our 10 year in 2022, and then I think it was either 23 or 24. It might have been our centennial, but either way, it's just shitty that people will try to come in and take over things that they have no business taking over.
Yeah.
And the second thing that has been pissing me off, there is a mother in Georgia. Her name is Adriana Smith. She is brain dead and in the hospital on life support. And she's also pregnant. I believe she was between 6 and 9 weeks pregnant when, unfortunately, she went to the hospital. And the hospital has not allowed her family to have any say in what happens to her body because of the heartbeat law. I found a news clip talking about this to share.
Mother lies brain dead in a hospital room, being kept alive only because she's pregnant.
So her case is now raising a lot of new questions about Georgia's controversial heartbeat law. Adriana Smith's family says they've been forced to wait without a voice while doctors try to keep her body functioning long enough to deliver her baby.
11 Alive's Cody Alcorn is live outside of Emory Midtown, where Adriana was just moved hours ago. Cody, what have you learned about what's going on here?
Well, Jennifer and Ron, Adriana has been on a ventilator for the past 90 days. Now, as you mentioned, she was moved here just hours ago, so doctors can deliver her baby when it is time. Her family visits her every day, including her young son, who believes his mom is just sleeping. A crushing, emotional toll, as you can imagine. The family says it's been made worse because they have no say on what happens next. 30-year-old Adriana Smith was about 9 weeks pregnant when she started having bad headaches in February.
Enough to know that something was wrong.
April Newkirk says her daughter went to Northside Hospital for help.
They gave her some medication, but they didn't do any tests. They didn't do any CT scans. If they did, they would have caught it.
The next morning, Adriana's boyfriend noticed something was terribly wrong.
She was gasping for air in her sleep, gargling. More than likely it was blood. She was taken to Emory, Decatur, and then she was transferred here.
To Emory University Hospital, where Adriana worked as an RN. Unfortunately, there was nothing doctors could do.
They did a CT scan and she had blood clots all in her head. So they had asked me if they could do a procedure to relieve them, and I said yes. And then they called me back and they said that they couldn't do it.
Doctors declared Adriana brain dead.
So I feel as if somebody dropped the ball at the hospitals, and her boyfriend asked, please keep her. If she was kept at the hospital, we wouldn't be here.
Because of Georgia's heartbeat bill, which bans abortions after a fetal heartbeat is detected, her family says they weren't given any say in what happens next.
It's torture for me. I come here and I see my daughter breathing by the ventilator, but she's not there. And I'm touching her. And she has a son who I bring to see her.
Now, 21 weeks pregnant, her baby's health uncertain.
She's pregnant with my grandson, but my grandson may be blind, may not be able to walk, wheelchair bound. We don't know if he'll live once she has him.
A situation she says no one should be forced into.
It should have been left up to the family because I'm in my 50s, her dad is in his 50s, so we're going to have the responsibility with her partner to raise her sons. you know. And I'm not saying that we would have chose to terminate her pregnancy. What I'm saying is we should have had a choice. We should have.
This is very reminiscent of Terry Schiavo.
Terry Schiavo. I remember that case. That happened when we were in maybe middle or high school, where she was brain dead, and
Were we in high school or middle school?
Middle or high school. And the family was arguing between, it was her family and her husband were debating on whether they should keep her on life support.
Yeah.
She was pregnant. They wanted to have a baby, etc. But I think that at the very least in that situation, it was the families who were at an impasse, not the families having something forced upon them.
Yeah.
And I think that this reminded me of The Handmaid's Tale, because I remember I forgot which season it was, but there was a Black woman who was in a coma for whatever reason, and they were just keeping her alive so that she could gestate the baby. But it's not, people think like, oh, because the baby's in there and she's breathing, that it means, oh, okay, this baby's going to turn out great. But
no,
we do not know that. And
there's ways of figuring that out, right?
Not really. There's not really. I mean, like the from what I've read, it says a key factor influencing infant survival is the gestational age at the time of the mother's brain death. Survival rates improve significantly with later gestational ages, approximately 20 to 30 weeks at 20 to 30% at 24 weeks, 80% at 28 weeks, and nearly 98% at 32 weeks. Because the thing is, when you are pregnant, your brain is sending signals to the baby back and forth. There's so many things that go about that. So, like, yes, the hospital could potentially be able to regulate those things in the mother, but we don't have the technology to be 100% in these cases. This is not something that happens at such a frequency that we've like nailed it down. So really it's gambling. That's why the grandmother was like, we don't know what this child's going to have to deal with when they come out. They're already going to have to deal with having to take care of her son. They're older, so it's like you have these things that their health that they have, the health issues that the parents have, taking care of this child. Then now the medical bills is the government going to pay for these medical bills because they're forcing her to have this child? That could come out in a variety of ways. And not to say just because your child is going to come out with any sort of medical complications that they should not be born, but you should be given the ability to say whether that's a risk you want to take.
Right.
It shouldn't be anybody forcing that upon you, especially when we know that there's so many things that could go wrong, and there's nobody who is going to be with that family when this baby's born to help them financially, emotionally, or any of that, physically to help them with this child.
The child could come out any number of ways, and they're not going to be there for support to assist them in any way, shape, or form. It always weirds me out how like we're so gung-ho about like abortion and about preserving the sanctity of life. But then when that life is born, we don't give a fuck.
That's it, because they don't care. They're not pro-choice. Or sorry, they're not pro-life. They're just pro-birth.
Yeah, they're pro-birth. That's what it is.
The moment the baby's out of there, then they act like they don't have anything else to do with it. They don't want to give. They're trying to cut every single federal funded program that's going to make sure that kids can eat, that the parents can have money to buy groceries, send them to school, all these things. Like, they don't care. You just want to say, oh, we brought this child into the world. But are you giving any sort of brain power to what happens once the child is out there? No. You don't care.
Nope, not at all. Not even a little bit.
And I hope that, this child is born healthy.
Yeah.
But I also I just feel very sad for the family that this is something that's being forced upon them. No one should have anything forced on them. It's you decide, you figure out what's going to be the best thing for your family. And go from there, because she was only 9 weeks, so that's such a short period of time of all the things that baby needs.
That's so short. Like, and how many weeks until?
Usually it's like between 36 and 40 weeks, I believe. So she has several months to be.
Yeah,
in the
there are
hospital.
months. They are months apart from delivering this baby, and like
they're not even halfway there. It's not even like some other cases when they, like, from the article I read. If you're like 5 months and something happens, that's only like a few months that you have to be be in a coma or whatever. But like brain death is not even the same as being in a coma, because you are literally brain dead. That means there's nothing going on. Your brain is not able to regulate anything. It's a very different thing versus someone being in a coma where they just can't come out of it, but things are still moving. She is literally a mannequin that's being strapped up in a hospital bed with wires coming out of her. And I'm very curious of the impact that will have on her baby, because people don't realize everything that happens to the mother while she's pregnant is happening to that child.
Yes.
Is this child going to come out very nervous and frantic or whatever because they're constantly being like in a space that's loud and noisy? There's no rest. She's not talking to the baby. Like, what are they doing to make sure that this child's gestation is as happy and healthy as it can be, even without their mother being there? We have no ways of knowing how that's going to come out. And it's at this point, it's just the luck of the draw. So I hope that people raise money for this family and help them out as much as they can. And, rest in peace to Adriana. I'm sure that wherever she is not wanting her family or her children to be going through this type of distress. But again, the powers that be are just saying, fuck women, who cares? And fuck the caregivers. There's no heart or empathy or sympathy being put into these situations. So that's pissing off. What about you?
So as far as me is concerned, the things that are pissing me off are as follows. Number one, I need people to understand that if you reach out to me on either a Friday or a Saturday, that I will not get back to you until Sunday. Because Friday and I'm specifically talking to people at work, I am off on Friday and Saturday. Those are my days off. That is it for me. So do not expect me to follow up with you come Friday if you message me or something like that, or Saturday immediately. No, you're getting a message Sunday morning when I make it into the office at 8:00. That is the earliest that you will get a message back from me. So stop doing it. Next. I want, and this actually might be my last one. I want people to stop with the I know sneezing is an involuntary thing. People can't help it. But like, you gotta be able to sneeze into your arm. Achoo. If you feel it coming, like, there should be a even if it's a 3-second build up, you should be able to instinctively put your arm up so that you can sneeze into your arm. If you're just sneezing willy nilly and you have like not even just if you're sneezing willy nilly, but if you have a strong, distinct sneeze, willy nilly, and you're doing it willy nilly, you need to fucking check yourself. Because I'm not trying to get sick. I don't give a fuck if it's hay fever or fucking pollen in the air or allergies or whatever the fuck.
Again.
Handkerchiefs, yeah. Yeah, monogram handkerchiefs. In fact, let's bring back monogrammed handkerchiefs.
Yeah.
Let's make that a thing. More handkerchiefs, because my dad actually had a handkerchief when we were growing up.
Mm-hmm.
He also had $100 bill inside of his wallet, and he would be like, I always have $100. So he was a classy fellow.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I'm saying was. He still is. He's alive. But yeah, we need more people to be more considerate when it comes to sneezing.
Cover your sneezes, cover your coughs, especially a wet sneeze. The biggest fear I have is someone's going to sneeze and it's going to get on me. Because then I'm going to fight you.
Yeah.
And I don't want to fight, but I'm going to have to. It's going to be like a feral response. If you sneeze and something gets on me, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm barfing while I'm punching you in the face.
Gross.
Blech.
It's a gross experience. It's a gross experience all over. Yeah. So that's everything from me.
All right.
Yeah.
You ready to talk about things that made us happy?
Sure. And for that, we are doing this.
I'm the baby merchant. Tots are us. I give you all the service and no damn fuss. Give the baby merchant just a week or two. I'll have your baby for you.
All right.
All right.
What's making you happy this week?
Going to the Sumo event, hanging out with friends. It was nice to see Keith and Keith's friends. I forget their names. Latifah and Carlton. It's Carlton?
What did you think it was?
Colton? No, I thought it was Colton.
Oh, maybe it's Colton. Carlton or Colton.
Okay. Well, either way, it was good hanging out with y'all. As always, I enjoy when it's specific people. Like when it's a specific small group of people. When it's larger amounts of people, then things get a little bit unwieldy and I shut down emotionally and physically. But the Sumo event was great. Getting barbecue afterwards was really good. The barbecue at Morgan's is always really good. Yeah.
I still really want to try that barbecue at Hometown. I also really like the cute little outdoor section they had.
For Hometown?
Yeah. Where I was sitting down waiting for everybody.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well,
Industry
they ran out of half the menu.
Well, it was almost closed, so it makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
It's a very busy
absolutely does not
they
make
make
sense.
everything fresh.
My ass. Like, then have more chickens. Then have more brisket. Like,
we'll
fucking.
have to just go there on an earlier time for a date, and we can go around, walk around Industry City, eat some barbecue, get some drinks, and enjoy.
Sure.
Because it's a very cute spot. I liked it over there.
Yeah, it's.
I want to live over there, but I like to visit.
Yeah, I did live over there before it got built up into Industry City.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know.
And that bar I went to was cute too.
Yes, the bar that was near where I used to live. That was like my go-to bar. That was the bar that I used to go to right after yoga.
Ah.
Yeah, and I left my yoga mat there multiple times.
Yoga?
Yeah, I left my yoga mat there
Why are you going
several
to a
times.
bar after yoga?
Why not?
It's defeating the whole purpose.
Oh well, I was still flexible.
Well, you need to go back to yoga.
No, I don't. I'm fine. I'm fine as is, even though my back hurts. Okay, so that's what's making me happy. What's making you happy?
Well, I saw this news out of Nebraska, of Omaha, Nebraska, that Democrat John Ewing Jr. has won his mayoral race. and defeated a 12-year GOP incumbent mayor, Gene Strouthart. And he is the first Black mayor in the history of
Omaha.
of the city. Yes, Omaha was the 6th largest Republican-led city in the state. So,
okay.
So let me find it. I found a quick little video where he's talking about his win.
Hi, I'm John Ewing, your mayor.
I don't know if that's his wife behind him, but she kind of looks like Tiffany Pollard's mom.
Before I go forward with my prepared remarks, I have to tell you all a story because he's standing right here in front of me. About 13 years ago, I was in the legislative chamber when
Black people are so
former
funny.
pastors in Omaha, Leroy Adams, told me I was going to be the first Black mayor of Omaha. I then came down the escalator, and Pastor Cedric Perkins, who's standing right here in front of us, said, "You're going to be the first Black mayor of Omaha." So within about 2 minutes, I heard that from those two men, and I said, "Okay, that sounds good," but I didn't know if I truly embraced it at that moment. But they said that to me with such conviction that it stuck with me. And so thank you for sharing that with me, and thank you for being a great friend throughout this whole process. Tonight, we embark on a new chapter. I am deeply honored and humbled to stand before you today as your mayor-elect.
Well, congratulations to you, Mr. Mayor. John Ewing Jr., congratulations. We are sending you safety. We are sending you love, and just hope that you have a great time as mayor and you're able to get things done in a very red state. So good shout out to you. And then I saw this other thing that made me happy. So, obviously I love anytime I see Black people doing things, especially when I see nerdy Black people having joy.
Sure.
So I saw this video on Facebook and I thought it was just beautiful. So apparently the boy in this video really loves the Berserk manga. Thank you. And his mother got it for him for his birthday, and she didn't just buy one, she just buy two. She bought him the whole entire series.
Nice.
So this was his response.
Oh, you got them all. Oh my goodness. You got all of them. Oh my gosh. Thank you. Oh my goodness. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh my goodness. You got them all.
You okay? Made me want to cry. Oh, Trey.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh my goodness. You got them all. Oh my goodness. I was so confused when I saw 10 and 11. I'm like, huh? Oh my gosh, you got them all. Thank you. Thank you.
You're so welcome, baby.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
You're making me cry, Trey.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Oh, happy birthday, baby.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Happy birthday, Trey.
Happy birthday. And that is a great gift to give somebody who is I often want to start my manga collection, but I'm secretly hoping to move into a different place so that I can.
Secretly.
Well, no, it's not a secret that I want to move into a different place. But what is a secret is that as much as I love anime, I have not started my manga collection of works yet because I'm waiting to get into another apartment that has the space for it. I don't, no offense, but I don't want to mix up my books with your books. I want my own manga section to be like its own thing.
Okay, segregation.
Yeah, I'm gonna segregate my manga from your books. Because Lord knows I can't find any of my books in your fucking bookcase.
It's there by theme and alphabetical order. So there's no
theme and alphabetical
yes.
order.
Is it fiction? Is it nonfiction? Is it speculative fiction? Is it historical fiction? It all is categorized amazingly. And if Dewey Decimal wasn't a really racist human, I'm sure he would say, "Good job."
Okay.
Well, congratulations to that mama for knowing her son and going all out for him his birthday. I read that the books are $50 a pop.
Yeah. Yes, they are.
So that's a lot for someone to buy.
And that's a lot of books because they
you said there was like 11 seasons or 11
volumes.
Yeah. So
that makes a lot of sense.
Exactly
the creator of Berserk died not too long ago, right? Either last year or the year before last. Yeah. Kentaro Miura.
But we've watched the show on Netflix, haven't we? Haven't we?
I've tried to play Berserk to you. I think you said it was too dark.
What is this one about? This is about the one where the boy is crazy in the hospital?
Nope.
What is
crazy
this
in the hospital?
Or he's in a hospital and then there's like
no. This is a medieval. One.
Try again.
All right, I'll open to it.
I'll try and give it another go.
Okay.
Maybe it was just dark because of the time we were watching it and like other things that are going on. Because my darkness, what is it called? My darkness thermometer is low.
Sure.
All right. So the last thing. Oh well, what was I going to say? Oh, that's exactly how I would respond to a birthday gift if someone gave me Beyonce tickets. So congratulations to you, Trey, and happy birthday. So the last thing that made me happy this week is something very close and dear to my heart. Something that I will pray for that happens fully. But if you do not know, the Knicks are heading to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time since 2000. Okay. I was 11, maybe at this point, if I was 10 years old the last time that happened. That's crazy. And I like this NBA on NBA Clutch Points put this little image together, and it says that back then it was Ewing versus Reggie. I wonder if the mayor from Omaha is related to Patrick Ewing. It could be possible. They could, or maybe their families have the same slave owner, because Ewing is not a popular name.
It is not a normalized
How many people? I've never
name.
even heard of more than one person named Ewing.
You're absolutely right. I have not heard of a cluster of people known by the Ewing name.
Just saying. It's possible.
Yeah,
it's possible.
Pretty sure that's a quick Google search.
Well, Google it. Google it.
Me right now?
Google it. But now it says back then it was Ewing versus Reggie. Now it's Brunson versus Halliburton. I wonder if they're related to the defense contractors. So the next one is the Knicks versus the Pacers. Is the next game, and I'm looking forward to it. Maybe we'll go to a bar and watch it. And
No, Mayor Ewing is not related to Patrick Ewing.
all right. Well,
Patrick Ewing is a retired NBA basketball player. Mayor Ewing. Oh, wait, hold on.
you're also reading the AI overview, which is not always accurate,
Hold on.
as I tell my students every day.
Hold on. Wait a minute.
You gotta go to the app. Don't go to Wikipedia.
Okay, then I will
Go to the links. Go to a real link. Go back to the AI overview.
Mhm.
Click show more. Click on the little link thingy. It'll tell you where it finds that information. It's
Wikipedia.
Not reliable, but click on it then. Click on it and see.
What was the name of the mayor?
Was it John Ewing? John Ewing Jr. and Patrick Ewing. It might be. Who knows? Well, either way, I'm very excited about this matchup. I really hope that the Knicks don't piss me off. Okay, because a lot of times they'll get into the finals, they'll be doing really well, and then they shit the bed. So now they've gotten all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals. Do right by us, okay? Please keep your shit together. Drink water, go to practice, stay away from the drugs and the hoes, and just do what you have to do, okay? Because the Knicks can't.
Unless that's your ritual.
If it is, it's not a good one because y'all keep losing.
But if their ritual has been getting them this far, then
It's not been getting them far enough. They haven't been taking home the gold.
okay.
So get your shit together, okay?
Sure.
All right, that's it for me.
Yep, that's everything. And that's everything. That's everything. Thank y'all for watching and listening to another episode of the Blackest Nerdy Podcast. We'll be back next week with more of the Blackest Nerdy Podcast. Until then, take it easy, keep it sleazy. Let me get rid of this and put back on the thing that we usually have, the overlay. Until then, bye.
Thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like to contact the podcast, you can reach us via email at blackandsnerdypodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Black and Snurdy Podcast, as well as on Twitter at Black and Snurdy. You can find me, Maurice, on all social media under the handle Licorish is Legit. That's LICORISH is legit.
And you can find me on Instagram. It's ThatsOD, THATSOD.E. And on Twitter, THATSOD_E. And don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe to us. Tune in next time to the Black and Nerdy Podcast, where nerds of a feather flock together.
Remember?
Bye.
Boy.
Not yet.
No, this is keeping it. We're keeping this in. Don't forget to take your meds and your subs and drink water. Bye.
Bye.
I actually want to keep that. Thanks for listening to the show. If you'd like to contact the podcast, you can reach us via email at blackandsnerdypodcast@gmail.com. You can also find us on Instagram and TikTok at Black and Snurdy Podcast, as well as on Twitter at Black and Snurdy. You can find me, Maurice, on all social media under the handle Licorish is Legit. That's LICORISH is legit.
And you can find me on Instagram. It's ThatsOD, THATSOD.E. And on Twitter, THATSOD_E. And don't forget to like, rate, and subscribe to us. Tune in next time to the Black and Sturdy Podcast, where nerds of a feather flock together.
Remember?
Bye.
Boy.
Not yet.
No, this is keeping it. We're keeping this in. Don't forget to take your meds and your subs and drink water. Bye.
Bye.
I actually want to keep that.